This episode of Saints Sideline Report is brought to you by Cincinnati's Sub-Zero, Reconstructive Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, O'Brien's Bar and Grill, and Admiral, worn by legends since 1914.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Saints Sideline Report. Tonight we'll be talking to head coach of the Cincy Saints, Gavin MacLeod, head coach of the Lady Saints, Brad Goff, and a few of the players to talk about how the season has been going. I'm here now with Jamie Starr, goalie for the Cincy Saints. Now, Jamie, you guys went to the Amateur Cup in Kansas. What sort of positive things did you take away from that experience?
Well, to make it to the semifinals at that cup was a good accomplishment for us. We didn't go with a full squad, but the guys that went really worked really hard to make sure that they put forth the effort to get the results that we needed, and to advance to the semifinals was a good step for the program, definitely.
Now, you guys are still unbeaten in the MSL. What do you think has contributed to that success?
Personally, I think we take an approach that we try and make this organization as professional as possible. So we go with the mentality that we need to get the best talent in the area and make sure that we're selecting the best players in order to go represent the city. And then from there, we want to make sure that the best soccer is being played so we can showcase the talent that we get and move forward with how we can improve what's going on the field and translate that into wins both off the field and bringing more talent into the program.
Now the season is winding down. You guys are going for the MSL Cup. What do you think you need to do to get that cup?
Other than win, I think the big thing now is to come together as a unit. I think fitness-wise we're doing well, and now it's just a matter of making sure that we gel as a unit and stay together as a team to move forward and get the results that we need.
Now, if you could sum up the whole season in one little snippet, what would you say?
Brick by brick, it's gotten better. I think it's been a progress from beginning to end, and it's been a grind at some times. You know, we've had players come in and come out. Have one of the players sign a pro contract with the Dayton Dutch Lions is a big thing for us. So I think the guys that have left have shown that the program's a good organization, and I think the guys coming in are helping it improve. So I think progress would be the number one word to show for the Cincinnati Saints.
I'm talking now with Joe Talley of the Cincy Saints. Now, you guys just were at the Amateur Cup. How did that go?
It went fairly well, actually. For being shorthanded, we only had 11 guys, and we had to play 3 90-minute matches in a matter of, I think, less than 22 hours we calculated by the end of it. And the competition out there has been much better than what we've seen in league play. So overall, 1-2 record, but we played very well. So,
what sort of things did you take away from those games that you need to work on, or that you thought the team did well?
I was most pleased with our discipline defensively. So we knew, being shorthanded, we couldn't play some of our speedy guys on the wings as directly as we would like to have. So we had to be able to keep the ball whenever possible. And then also we asked quite a few of the guys that like to get forward and don't like to track back to sit into passing lanes. Again, like I said, be more disciplined, and everyone was on the same page. We bought into the system that Gavin wanted, and couldn't have done a better job of that. So.
Now, you guys came back from the Amateur Cup and beat St. Louis FC in Chicago with a really nice win. How did that make you guys feel?
It was good. There was a drastic drop-off in the competitive level, of course. Being out there playing against other teams that were as good, if not better than us in Kansas, and then coming back to play against this league opponent. And in fact, we were playing with just 9 of our traditional players. We had actually our intern, Mac, who is a soccer player but has not played at this level before, play up top as a target forward for us, ends up scoring 5 goals, the first of which was really brilliant. Came off of a cross, probably a 30-yard cross, and he just smacked it home. Perfect placement on the header. And then we also had a newcomer, a younger guy, who is from Honduras, and it was just great seeing his reaction to his first goal. He was so grateful just to be able to play with us first and foremost, but then he actually started to cry after his first goal and just kind of looked up and said, thank you for the opportunity and everything. So it was really a good experience, even though we came away with an easy win.
Well, it sounds like team morale is really high and you guys are really clicking. So what's your goal for the rest of the season?
I'd like to finish out the rest of the season. If we can keep clean sheets, that would be great. Get in the Tournament of Champions, win that, see where we go from there. Regionals, nationals, there is a potential for that in that tournament. So ideally, if we can keep everybody healthy, we're missing quite a few guys at the moment, but if we can keep everyone healthy, and like you said, we keep the team morale up and everything, should be a good end of the summer. So.
All right, Gavin, last time we talked, you were about to take off for the Amateur Cup. Now that that's over, how did it go? What did you learn from it?
Amateur Cup was a good experience for us. We got there on a Friday night. It wasn't ideal preparation, but when you go into these tournaments, you have to be prepared to play multiple games in a very, very short space of time. So won our first game 5-0. Lost our next game 2-1 against Adria from Chicago, who ended up going on to win the regional tournament. But because of our goal difference from the first game, we got into the semi-final of the regional tournament. We played okay. We didn't do our best stuff in the semi-final, but again, with the games being so close together, and we went there with a bit of a depleted team in terms of numbers. Not so much the talent that we took with us, but the numbers were a bit down. So asking the guys to play 3 games at that high of a level in what was, I think, essentially 22 hours was a bit of a big ask. But again, overall, taking out the performances, I thought we acquitted ourselves quite well. So overall, as an experience, I was quite happy with it.
Now you guys bounced back quite well, beating St. Louis FC in Chicago handily. How did that improve morale or get the guys pumped up for the rest of the season?
It was just good. I mean, we had a bit of a gap between regional tournament and the game against St. Louis. So going up there up to Chicago, we weren't sure if their team was going to be the same one that came down here to play us, or if they would have new players, or if they would have lost a few players. But overall, anytime you can go up and play anyone away from home and win 13-0, you got to be happy with the overall performance.
Now the season's winding down. You guys are trying to win the MLS Cup. What MSL Cup? We could be Major League Soccer, I hope.
Yeah.
But what are you looking forward to? What's your goal?
Well, with the Tournament of Champions, again, just looking for us to act on the experience of the tournament that we just had over in Kansas a couple of weeks ago. Again, it will be multiple games in a very, very short space of time. So hopefully a few lessons that we might have learned in Kansas can help us out in this tournament. And again, just not obviously you want to go there and win, but overall, just as long as it's positive performances, both individually and collectively, then I'll be perfectly happy with whatever happens down there.
Lastly, I asked goalie Jamie Starr, I said, what's one word or what's one little phrase you'd use to describe the outdoor season? And he said progress. Would you agree with that, or what would be your word?
Foundation, I would say. With me coming in, being taken over as a head coach, it took me a bit to get